It's Burden out of the backfield. Luther Burden toward the end zone for a touchdown. Oh, how about the freshman, Luther Burden? Welcome to Como.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Victory Thursday edition of Earning Our Stripes. I'm Brock Gorton.
And I'm Benjamin Duncan.
And as you heard as we came on in, yes, Luther Burden had a great first game as a Tiger.
Pretty good. I would say great. There was the one mistake in there, but overall, great game.
Luther Burden. God, I just can't talk about him enough. Ben,
Prodigal son.
Ben, the offense did stuff, and the defense looked good.
Oh, yeah.
I know, temper my excitement, because people will be like, oh, it's just law tech. It's only law tech, as you heard Mr. Tommy Haley say on this week's BTT. Oh, it's just law tech. It's only law tech. Yes, it's law tech. However, it's Mizzou. We're always worried about every time we play a group of 5 team. Middle Tennessee State a few years ago. Need I say more?
No.
Exactly. Ben, how you doing?
I am doing all right.
Just all right?
Could be better, but I'm doing all right.
All right. You were at the game.
I was.
You actually stepped on the field of the game.
Multiple times, yes.
Yes. Give me what it was like, what the atmosphere was like. Was the ground good? Did you feel like you would move fast on the turf?
I'd have to say that the feeling was probably electric because in my 4 years here for being at all the home games for band, that was by far probably the most people I'd ever seen at a Mizzou football game. And even thinking of all the past 3 years homecomings, there's never been for actual homecoming there's more people at this game than every single homecoming that I've been to. So I would say it was a really nice showing for the fans being there.
And my question about the field, did you feel faster?
I guess you could say I felt a little faster.
So I just pulled it up because my last Mizzou game I went to, I felt like there was quite a few fans. There were actually more at the West Virginia-Missouri game than there were at the one that just happened.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, then that would have been my freshman year.
2019?
It's been a while.
Yeah. There were 51,215 fans.
Oh, so pretty similar numbers.
4,000 more.
Yeah.
And now I'm watching the highlights, and you can see me with the big gold flag with my now ex-girlfriend on the blockade. So.
RIP.
Yeah. Didn't really need that one. In my, didn't need to be reminded of that. Oh, well. Anyway. Focus on the happy things. Missouri Tigers pick up the win. 52-24. Our predictions were completely wrong for the score.
Yeah, I mentioned this in my my vlog, but I kept saying every time we scored, there at the beginning, I'm like, all right, my prediction is still valid. I'm gonna do okay. And then by the time halftime rolled around, I'm like, yeah, my prediction's just out the window, guys. Pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah, Mizzou's actually better than I thought they would do.
Yeah, I was thinking this game would be too similar to the Central Michigan game last year.
Well, actually, that is the last Mizzou game I went to. I don't know why I said West Virginia. I did go to that one last year. Final line scores. Your passing leader, of course, from Mizzou was Brady Cook, 18 for 27, 201 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Rushing leader was actually Nathaniel.
The interception was not Brady Cook's fault.
No, it was not.
That was the one mistake that Luther Burden made, is that the ball bounced off his hands and the defender caught it.
Your rushing leader was actually Nathaniel Pete, 8 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown. And any guesses who led Mizzou in receiving yards?
One of our starters.
Ooh. Any guesses who led Missouri in receiving yards?
I do have the full stat sheet pulled up for the game, Brock.
Now you do? Oh. Okay.
Yeah, because I was looking at their some of them other stats that aren't the main ones that I was gonna get heated about here in a few minutes.
Well, I'll let you go over that, as I will be right back.
Oh, you want me to cover that right now?
Yep, I'll be right back, so go ahead and take care of that.
Alright, guys, so I was gonna, while Brock is gone for a minute, I was gonna mention Louisiana Tech's punting stats. You heard me right, punting stats. Louisiana Tech had 2 different punters punt during the game. Patrick Ree with 4 punts and Austin McCready with 3 punts. And both of them averaged, well, Patrick Ree averaged 34.8 and Austin averaged 35. And Patrick's longest was 39 and Austin's longest was 40. And I'm just going to put this out there and say it now. But I can punt farther than both of those guys' longest, and their average is terrible. Like, just because during band camp we had our punt competition, and I ended up winning that punt competition for my section for band by kicking a 42-yard punt. And so, just me thinking about it, I'm better than both of the Louisiana Tech's punters. And so they either need to get new ones or they should sign me, because that average is terrible. Like, Sean Ketting for Mizzou punting, his average is 46. Like, that's really good, and his longest was 57. Louisiana Tech can't even touch that.
They don't need to sign you. Stay a true son.
Yes, I'm a true son, but it's like, come on, you can find somebody that can punt better than that. Like, seriously. But yeah, that's my rant. Louisiana Tech needs a new punter.
Well, go ahead and finish with the other stats then.
Alright. So our receiving leader was Dominic Levette with 6 receptions for 76 yards.
It's pronounced love
and Love it. Okay.
Love it.
Love it. Okay. Then Bear Bannister with 3 receptions, 43 yards. And Toski Dove with 39 yards for our rounding out our top 3. And Luther Burden was the one receiver to have a receiving touchdown. And Luther Burden also had a rushing touchdown as well. But then our starting tight end, Tyler Stephens, did fumble the ball, and Louisiana Tech had recovered it. And defensively, Tyron Hopper, the recent transfer that came here to Mizzou, led the team in tackles with 6, had a sack, and 2 of those tackles were for loss. So, good on him for coming right into the program and showing out for everybody. And then we did have a defensive touchdown scored by Joseph Charleston off an interception. And, let's see, Jaden Jernigan had a sack. Isaiah McGuire had a sack. Johnny Walker Jr. had a sack. And there were multiple interceptions collected by, like I said, Joseph Charleston. Tyron Hopper, and then Jalen Carls with the third interception. And that one by Joseph was returned for touchdown. And then, as expected, Harrison Mevis was 100% on the day for field goals and extra points.
The kick god.
Greatest of all time? Yes. Oh, and then speaking about our defense, Louisiana Tech had 336 receiving yards. They only had 11 total rushing yards all game, and they didn't go into positive until the last 2 minutes of the game, which was pretty funny because they were in the negative for most of the game. So our defense is showing out in terms of rush defense, but receiving could probably use a little work. But not a bad showing by our Missouri Tigers.
No, not a bad showing at all for the first game of the year.
And especially since we were expecting it to go not as good as this. So
yeah, they win by pretty much 30 points. I will take it.
Oh, yeah.
I will fully take that. And yeah, as you mentioned, it took till the final quarter for La Tech to finally get any positive rushing yards. Which is a massive improvement from last year. But did you mention how many rushing yards Mizzou had?
Oh, I forgot. We had, with our run-by-committee approach, we had 50 carries for 323 yards, with that averaging out to 6.5 yards a carry and 5 touchdowns.
I'm fine with Mizzou becoming a run team, by the way.
I did see, because they put it up on the big screen while we were there at the game, at the very end, that us having 323 rushing yards is the most rushing yards we've had in a game since 2017.
Yeah, I'm fine with us being a run team.
Yeah, and I will say that Brady Cook looked good when he was on the run, running with the ball.
Yes, he did. He looked good. At the beginning of the game, he looked a little shaky, looked a little bit uncomfortable. But that second quarter is when Mizzou turned it on, and after that, there was no looking back.
I mean, it's definitely having Brady Cook as our quarterback is definitely a different tempo compared to Connor Bazelak. When you think about how he would always sit in the pocket, and now we have a guy that can do both sides with running the ball or passing it,
which is nice and refreshing.
Yeah, I mean, I love me a good stand in the pocket quarterback, like a Peyton Manning type, you know.
Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Favre,
Matthew Stafford.
Yes, Matthew Stafford.
But
let's see what
it's
good young quarterbacks are that. I'm trying to think of a good young quarterback that's a pocket passer. Allen runs, Mahomes runs. Jackson, of course, runs, but I don't consider him one of the elite ones in the league. Burrow, I guess? He doesn't really run.
I mean, yeah, out of all the names that you said, he's the one that probably runs the least.
Yeah.
The least, in considering that he had his knee destroyed.
Oh, Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert doesn't run, really?
No.
But just having a quarterback that can run is definitely refreshing to see.
Yeah. For a Mizzou team
Puts
that
the game
last...
at a different tempo.
Yeah, for a Mizzou team that the last time that we had one, that was a mobile quarterback, that would be James Franklin back in 2013.
Damn.
Oh, my bad. Justin Herbert had 302 rushing yards last year on 63 attempts. Never mind. Just looked it up. And damn, young. Who's a young quarterback in the league right now? A good young one. Here, I'll go by
Baker
team.
Mayfield.
Mac Jones. Mac Jones doesn't run.
Oh, yeah, Mac Jones, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he did run in the Pro Bowl, but that's the Pro Bowl, so.
Yeah. Jackson, Burrow, Watson, kissing titties. David Mills. He doesn't run.
Mm-hmm.
The only one in the AFC West that doesn't run is David Carr. Anyway, we're getting to BTT talk, not what we cover here. Before we get to the, other part of this week, truly, this week's podcast, we got some other Mizzou scores for some other sports that kind of matter. Mizzou soccer took the field 4 days ago now, on September 4th, against the Jayhawks, Ben.
Yeah.
And they beat the Kansas Jayhawks 2-1 in Columbia.
Let's go soccer.
In Columbia.
Yes.
So, once again, Mizzou proving that they are better than Kansas.
Yes. The fine women of Mizzou soccer beating KU is what we all like to hear.
I just like hearing Mizzou beating KU. That's all I care about.
Yes.
And then, a little bit of a more troubling news. Mizzou's basketball schedule got revealed.
Oh, fully revealed, announced?
At least the non-cons. Ben, are you ready for this 25-day stretch for the University of Missouri?
Oh, 25-day stretch for the full schedule?
These are who Mizzou plays in a 25-day period. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
December 10th, that's a Saturday, against Kansas at Mizzou Arena.
All right.
A week later, they play UCF in Sunrise, Florida. December 22nd, they play Illinois at the Enterprise Center in St. Louis. December 28th, they play Kentucky at Mizzou Arena. And January 4th, they're in Fayetteville to take on the Razorbacks.
Oh, man.
25 days of hell.
Oof.
Yeah. Not great. At all.
But then I saw that we played Tennessee at Tennessee as they are the reigning SEC tournament champions, and then we face Auburn at Auburn as they were the reigning SEC regular season champion.
Let's go! Royals just tied the game. And Bobby Witt Jr.'s up to bat with the chance to win it. Sorry to interrupt you. Continue, Ben. I'm monitoring this situation now.
Yeah, but it looks like it's gonna be a tough time for our basketball team, but it'll be nice to see what we can do.
Indeed.
Oh yeah.
So, do you just want to talk about it now, I guess? The game
What we talking about? Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Let's go!
This is Missouri football against a Big 12 opponent. A true Big 12 opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Salvador Perez, pop up. Deep enough. Nicky Lopez scores. Royals win.
Yes!
Walk off against the division-leading Cleveland Guardians. I love this team.
Yes, we love to hear it.
Anyway, back to Mizzou. Sorry for that, folks, but when the Royals start doing stuff like that, we kind of pause everything.
Pause and take notice.
Go Royals. That's what we are here. The Cardinals are also here, I guess, but whatever.
Yuck.
Hey, 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 hey.
But me and Brock will be in Manhattan, Kansas on Saturday.
Tailgating, by the way.
Breakfast tailgating.
Yes. Ben has his outfit ready to go. I have my outfit ready to go. Missouri Tigers, Kansas State Wildcats. I have friends that are K-State fans that will be coming by, Ben, and heckling us.
Oh, good to hear. I'm ready.
Yes. Also, we will be filming some content while we are there in Manhattan. Ben will be doing a vlog for his channel. We'll be doing a vlog for the main channel here. And also, we may be doing some other content while in Columbia. Or in Manhattan, I should say.
Ooh.
We shall see. Keep posted on that. But here we go, Ben. We've been waiting for this.
I want us to do so well against K-State that it leaves their fans just like in shock and awe or something. I want to be able to see the look on their face of just utter defeat if we beat them.
They have been going at the Tigers fans on Twitter.
For what is it, like, it's been more than a week now, right? That they've been going at it?
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's technically, like, this week, but then they've just, probably since it was announced that we were playing each other, they've been just, we're gonna wipe the floor with Mizzou, blah, 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 this and that.
It has been interesting. Speaking of Kansas State, their band was told that they will not be doing the Wabash Cannonball if the student section continues the FKU chant.
The Wabash Cannonball.
Yeah, that's a song they play. It's a pretty good one.
But funny enough, Brock, at our first game, or against La Tech, our student section started chanting that as well.
FKU. That should just be a default chant for both Missouri and for Kansas State.
Yeah, I mean,
true.
it was during one play that they started chanting. They were playing the one song, I forgot what it was, but then they just started chanting it to the song, and then that was it, and they didn't say anything the rest of the game regarding what was in that chant. So they got their one angry chant out of the way, and then they were good the rest of the game.
So, going to go back to La Tech because I just saw it on Twitter. Timmy Trumpet is now the new third down song from Mizzou.
Yeah, oh, it's so beautiful. I'm so happy they put that as the third down defensive song.
And you mentioned on BTT that you all do something weird So,
Yes, so
go ahead.
I'll talk about that now, but
Yes.
as my section, we are the sousaphones, and we started it. We did it all last year, and we might have done it the year before, but for sure we started it last year that I know of at least. But on every defensive third down, however many yards the team that's on offense, so like the visiting team, whenever they are on offense and we are on defense, however many yards away they are from getting a first down, we press our sousaphone up above our head that many times. So, like, say they're like 5 yards away from getting a first down on third down. So we do down, up 1, down, up 2,
down,
and et cetera, et cetera.
3.
But yeah, we do that because we want to get big, at the game.
Get swole.
And yeah, I will say that after every game, my left shoulder is completely shot, and by the end of the game, while we're still doing those presses on third downs, like my left arm starts giving out because the sousaphone, it sits on your left shoulder, and then with us doing all these presses on every third down that we hold the other team to, your arm gets tired.
Yeah, no, really?
But it's a great workout, and I know we all love doing it, and it gives people in the stands something to look at if they notice us doing it. But then I just love that they put Narco as the third down song. I'm so happy because I saw people were talking about that on Twitter, and I'm just so happy that Mizzou went through with it and did that.
I was one of the ones that talked about it on Twitter.
Yes.
But this will be interesting as we will... Is this the first time you will go to a college football game as a visitor?
As a visitor? Yes. Being a fan of the visiting team.
Yes.
I mean, not counting the bowl game there in Texas.
Well, that one doesn't really count.
Yeah, it doesn't really count. So yes, this is my first ever Mizzou away game and first ever football away game, technically. So I'm looking forward to it.
A whole bunch of you are gonna judge me when I say this. I went to a Kansas football game.
Ew!
When they were playing Texas Tech, and that is the only reason I went. Guess who the quarterback for Texas Tech was?
Patrick Mahomes.
Yes, it was. And this is when I was still. This is when I was still very much a Chiefs fan before the fan base turned into what it is now.
Yeah, the fan base kind of stinky. Not gonna lie.
Yes, that is why I am leaned
forward. A lot of the bandwagons are kind of stinky.
Thank you. That is why I fully leaned into my Colts. But I looked over at my dad and I said, I think the Chiefs should draft him. And here we are. Like 6 years later.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they drafted him all right. Unfortunately.
Yes.
Anyway, so we will be there. We have not decided where we are parking yet, but we will make sure to let you all know on Twitter where we're at. Come by, say hi, chill out with us. There will be a giant Mizzou flag waving where we're at, and it'll be great. So, It is now time to guess the score.
Oh, man.
So, in case you missed it on BTT, Kansas State is an 8-point favorite against Missouri. Myself, Ben, and surprisingly Tommy all took Mizzou, which is usually the kiss of death. At least when it came to me, Tommy, and Macy. Not necessarily the case now with Ben. Ben, it's time to predict the score. As you're doing this, I will find the over-under, and then we will play over-under for Mizzou. Or would you rather play over-under for Mizzou right now?
Wait, sorry, what was that?
Would you rather play over-under for Mizzou for right now?
Sure,
the same game we played last week? All right. So, as we said the week before, it'll be roughly about the same way. Oh, my bad. The spread is now 7.5.
Oh.
So it's now 7.5 for that game. So it just keeps falling.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, Ben, are you ready for the first one?
I am ready.
Over under. Brady Cook 200 passing yards. He threw for 201. He threw for 201 last week, but that was against a La Tech defense that was, this is a Kansas State team that has a good secondary and all that, but
it will be over 200.
You're saying over 200?
Yes, over.
All right. Over under. This is for Kansas State. Kansas State got 297 yards rushing last week. Over under 250 for the Kansas State rushing attack.
Under.
Mizzou seemed to have gone pretty well last week. Over under, once again, this is a Kansas State. They only threw for 95 passing yards last week. Over under 100 passing yards for K-State.
Over.
All right. Over under takeaways. Mizzou had 3 last week. They hit the over. Over under 1 takeaway for Mizzou.
Over.
And finally, over under. This is a Luther Burden touchdowns. He had 2 last week. Over under 1 for Luther Burden this week.
Over.
Over? All right. So
and the reason I'm picking over on that is I love how we were including him, and while he is a receiver, we included him
in
as
the Wildcat.
A receiver and in the run game as well.
He was in the Wildcat as the quarterback.
Because he did have 3 carries for 26 yards.
Oh, my bad. I got one more over-under for you.
Okay.
Over-under 50,000 fans at Bill Snyder Stadium Saturday.
Considering all the drama on social media and how, since Mizzou and K-State are so close, I think that it'll hit the over.
All right.
I really do.
Ben has spoken. He's saying over 50,000 fans for...
There better be. If all these K-State fans keep running their mouth and don't show up to the game, I'm going to be a bit upset.
Cheapest ticket right now going for $81 for the game, by the way.
Dang, sounds like almost like the Georgia game for Georgia at Mizzou.
Yeah. So, it is now time to try and guess the score, Ben. Would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
Guessing the score. Because K-State, they goose-egged who they played, and then we absolutely just slammed on the points for our game we had.
Yes.
I'll go.
It should be stated, however, K-State did play an FCS school to start the year.
I'm going to go 34-31 Mizzou.
All right, that goes along the lines of what you picked for the betting this week on picks.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's going to be a little bit more high scoring.
Okay.
I have a little bit more faith in Tigers because it's looking like the brand new transfer for Miami that Mizzou got might be playing this week.
Oh, that's
The cornerback, yes.
yeah, Jamarian Wayne, right?
Yep. It looks like he
did
might
have a
actually
pass-
get to play.
He had a pass defensed in the La Tech game.
He didn't play. Marcus
Well,
Clark?
it says he did.
Marcus Clark?
Huh?
Marcus Clark. That's a transfer
Oh,
from.
I thought it was. I
No.
said Jamarian Wayne.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't know. I'm going crazy.
Yeah, no, it's not him. Not him.
But yeah, it'll be interesting seeing him play for sure.
It's not confirmed. But it looks like he might be playing.
Oh yeah.
So that will be interesting. So I will say the final score will be 42. Mizzou.
42-30. Okay.
I think K-State on offense isn't as good as they think they are. And that's why I'm even struggling with the 30. Because they only put 34 up on South Dakota.
True.
So that's why I'm. And they're not a pass-heavy team. They only threw their quarterback literally only threw for 53 passing yards
Yeah.
in their win,
But I mean,
and their leading receiver had 23 yards. So
just considering how well our run defense played,
they'll still try to
I'm
run the ball.
expecting that. Well, yeah, they're going to still run the ball, but I'm expecting that they're going. We might have to force them into some passing plays.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
As evidenced by the 3 picks that we had. Yeah, I'm going 42-30, Mizzou. And you're going with 35-28, correct?
30, what did I said 34.
I thought you said 35.
Let me see. I need to run the math on that. Let's see. $34 would be weird. What did I say? I'm going crazy.
I'm pretty sure you said 35-28. Or 35-30. So.
Okay, yeah, I did say 30 for K-State.
Yeah, so 35-30 is yours. I'm going 42-30.
But now I'm just trying to think, how would we score 35?
5 touchdowns.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, 35-30. That's what I'm going with.
All right. So.
It's late. I was having a brain fart.
It's fine. So, there you go. We both got the Tigers. Go figure. Is that really a surprise?
As it should be.
Yeah. Both going to Tigers, as it should be. Go Tigers. But, yeah. We will be in Manhattan for that game. If you're in Manhattan for whatever reason, come along, say hi, shake our hands. Ben, what will you be wearing?
Be wearing my black Marching Mizzou shorts. I will be wearing a Mizzou gold t-shirt, and I will have my it's completely like covered in the Mizzou logo, and it's gold, but it's like the dress jacket. So, yeah, that's what I will be wearing.
I have a full outfit that is currently sitting in a Mizzou bag right now. I have my Mizzou hat, my Mizzou sunglasses. I will be wearing my Mizzou socks, my black shoes that I just bought, my old school 2011 Mizzou gold jersey, my Mizzou basketball shorts, and my Mizzou gold t-shirt.
I may or may not wear my black Marching Mizzou hat. We will see.
I say might as well. Just go for it. Go for it. All of it. Everything.
Okay.
All Mizzou
All
everything. Right. Mizzou underwear.
I don't own those.
I don't think they make those.
Only if Marching Mizzou provided us with those as well, but
if
it is what it
makes Mizzou underwear, I will buy that. By the way, currently the high for Saturday in Manhattan, 80 degrees.
Oh, that's going to be nice.
It's going to be a beautiful day.
For some Mizzou football.
On ESPN2, of all places.
Ooh, we're almost on ESPN.
Almost. They didn't quite think it was that big of a game. I don't know why.
Well, what's the big game that they have going on at 11 a.m. that's on regular ESPN?
I will look that up for you right now. Because I tell you what, it can't be better than that. Well, no, sir. South Carolina, Arkansas. That is the game they have.
Arkansas. Yeah, that's a good game, but I don't think South Carolina's ranked, are they?
No, they're not. So, double SEC action on ESPN.
Fair enough. Arkansas deserves it.
Not really. Not really. The game that Mizzou...
neither of us won.
The game that follows Mizzou, by the way, Appalachian State at Texas A&M.
Appalachian State's going to give some people some difficulties.
I have a feeling that they're going to get the crap kicked out of them by A&M, though. So. But yeah, that's who follows Mizzou. Tough follow. Should we do start the weekly standing check for Mizzou, by the way?
Standing check?
Yeah, see where Mizzou is in the standings in the SEC.
Oh, fine by me.
All right, Mizzou is tied for first in the SEC East. Or tied for second, my bad. Vanderbilt is currently in first place. Such a weird thing to say. That Vanderbilt is in first place.
Speaking of Vanderbilt.
Hey, this is a Mizzou podcast. What do you got?
I was just going to say, for homecoming, Mizzou plays Vanderbilt once again.
Yes.
But I've overheard that Vanderbilt is bringing their band to our homecoming game.
Oh. Band fight. No,
mad respect to the other band, but I'm
fight.
kind of I'm intrigued if this is true or not.
Band fight. Band fight. Defend your territory.
Stand your ground.
Stand your ground. You will fight for old Mizzou. But Mizzou is currently tied for second in the SEC East with count them, 4 ranked teams.
Oh, man. Man, soon enough, we're going to be ranked.
Don't give me hope.
I want there to be hope so bad.
I know. Friendly reminder, after this game against K-State, Mizzou is back at home playing against Abilene Christian in Columbia before they travel to Jordan-Hare to take on Auburn. So, Ben, any final thoughts before we sign off and we prepare for what could be the best game of the week this week?
Final thoughts. I'm looking forward to getting to yell at K-State fans and they get to yell at us. That'll be cool.
Please don't start a fist fight with K-State fans. Or do.
I've never sat that close to a football field before.
I mean, I've stood on a football field, but...
I mean, unless we're talking, sitting in the bleachers wise, for, an actual D1 school, not counting high school or D2, bleachers wise, in the stands, this will be the closest I've ever been, not counting the times that I will be down on the field, you know?
I mean, I was on the rocks by the M, so...
Yeah.
That's about as close as you can get.
Fan-wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're front row, student section.
Or one of those people that get the passes.
Yeah. But, I am looking forward to it. That early morning might be a little rough, but as long as we all make it there together in one piece, we'll be okay.
I have a feeling that we will.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That I know of, I don't think so. Oh, no, I do have something for Marching Mizzou. I think I'd mentioned it beforehand, or in previous episodes, but we will be performing Thursday Night Football, September 15th, at the Chiefs halftime versus the Chargers. So we will be performing halftime at the Chiefs game at a sold-out crowd on the 15th.
So you go from that, and then you have a home game that Saturday.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
And for the home game, Saturday the 17th, against Abilene Christian.
Abilene.
Abilene Christian.
Yeah. It's not Abilene, Kansas. It's Abilene, Texas.
Okay. But that is our 60th anniversary of James Bond show, and we will be having a bunch of local high schools joining us down on the field to play the music of James Bond.
Well, that's fun.
But it's funny enough because my section, since the band is already 350 people to begin with, but adding all these high school bands onto the field as well, local ones, my section doesn't move the entire halftime. We don't move. We stand and march in place the entire halftime, and that's it. For the game on the 17th. And, I mean, honestly, I'm fine with it, just considering how the field's going to be packed with band kids.
Mm-hmm.
And, since it's our James Bond show and everything, the sousaphones, we make a roof shape because the drill for the show is that we're just a big casino on the field. So the sousaphones, we just stand there the entire time as the roof, and then the entire rest of the band moves around and stuff for the casino part.
Well, that's fun.
And the music, I would say, is 8th grader type music, just considering that all the high school bands will be playing the music with us, which will be cool. But, yeah, while it's kind of boring in terms of on my end, I'll take it because that just means I won't be absolutely gassed after halftime. And I get to just kind of chill, stand in place, and play some easy music.
Yeah. Sounds like a win to me.
Yeah, it's, at least for my section, yeah. And then I'm going to be screaming at the student section as we, like, let's go! Go Tigers! And stuff like that as we go back up into the bleachers because we want to get everyone hyped.
After Mizzou, when it's halftime and Mizzou's up by like 56.
Yeah.
Sam Horn's already on the field. He's thrown 3 touchdowns.
Oh, I would love to see that, but I really think they're probably going to redshirt him.
If they haven't already.
Yeah.
But, other than that, Ben, where can you be found on Twitter?
I can be found at Elite Tiger Sports. It's I've mentioned it before. It's weird. It's like Elite Tiger Sport, then the number 1. But as long as you type in Elite Tiger Sports, you will find me.
Where can people find your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel is Elite Tiger Sports. The E, the T, and the S are capitalized, and it's all one word.
Indeed it is. Trust me, that's very key while typing in, trying to find him on there.
Yeah.
I can be found on Twitter at BrockGort99. The B and the G are capitalized. You'll know that it's me when it's a Royals jersey icon with the number 13, because 13 is my lucky number.
Yes.
Don't know why. I'm weird like that. My other lucky number is, strangely enough, the number 32.
Nick Bolton, we'd like to see it.
Don't know why. Number 32. So, but until, I think actually there's a CSP this week. Don't hold me to that. Till CSP, I've been Brock Gordon.
And I've been Benjamin Duncan.
And slowly but surely, we are earning our stripes. We'll see you Saturday.
Go Tigers!
We'll see you Saturday, folks, in Manhattan, Kansas.
Go Tigers!
MIZ.
ZOU!